Southeast Georgia and the Lowcountry. This is WJCL 22 Morning News. See us now.
Right now on WJCL 22 Morning News, a father caught on camera tackling the man convicted of murdering his son. The charges he's now facing and what he has to say about those shocking moments.
We're learning more about the terrifying moments a gunman opened fire inside a mall food court, where officials say that gunman was hiding for an hour beforehand, and more about the man being credited with stopping him.
Parents in Uvalde, Texas, outraged, demanding school leaders step down immediately. One person they want out by noon today.
The new program aimed at bringing more doctors to rural neighborhoods across our area and how it all works.
It is right now 6 o'clock on this Tuesday morning. We are live in downtown Savannah looking at City Hall. Sun trying to come up there. We want to thank you so much for waking up with us right here on WJCL 22. Good morning. I'm Emma Hamilton.
And I'm Frank Solkowski. Meteorologist Jonathan Myers here as well. And right off the bat, let's go ahead and jump into it. It's summertime in the South, so it's going to be hot. But do we have a chance of those showers still?
Absolutely. More thunderstorms again today. Probably no surprise. And we'll see some sunshine this morning. Sun will be rising here in just about 30 minutes away. And we're going to see plenty of it this morning by the afternoon. A mix of sun and clouds. And notice that chance for rain mainly after lunchtime today. We'll see some downpours will be possible. Not everyone will see rain today, but just like yesterday, they'll be scattered about. Some spots may not receive a drop of rain. In other areas where those downpours could easily pick up maybe close to an inch of rain. Temperatures this afternoon and the lower 90s. And this looks very similar to yesterday. Showers across the northeastern parts of the Gulf of Mexico, Panhandle of Florida, and that southwest flow again today. Just to add to that moisture across our area. Daytime heating, that's when those thunderstorms will be popping up. So after 1 o'clock, the best time to rain, and also hot throughout the rest of the work week, even mid-90s by Thursday. On Futurecast, I'll track out exactly when you may need that umbrella this afternoon. I'll have those details in less than 10 minutes.
Jonathan, thanks so much. Let's check in on traffic. This is Northside Drive at Veterans Memorial Parkway out in Statesboro. A few folks getting their Tuesday started, and it looks like everything is moving smoothly. This morning, the man in this courtroom surveillance video seen attacking his son's killer is facing several charges. Officers arrested the South Carolina man during a sentencing last week. He is now out on bond.
Yeah, this morning, our Kelsey Sanchez walks us through exactly what happened during those tense moments and what that man is now saying about his actions.
Willie Fields is saying sorry after he was captured on surveillance video attacking his son's convicted killer inside an Orangeburg County courtroom last week. Fields' attorney Justin Bamberg released a statement on the family's behalf saying Fields and his family are, quote, extremely apologetic for his outburst, end quote, and is asking for prayers and support during this difficult time in their lives. He went on to say, quote, no father should have to bury his innocent son. Mr. Fields is not a criminal. He is a victim of the senseless violence that occurs far too often in our communities, end quote. Fields was charged with third-degree assault and battery and was found in contempt of court after he was seen punching Lindy Jones from behind and tackling him to the ground as other family members were addressing the court. Officers had to pull the men apart. The day before the hearing, the Orangeburg Times and Democrat reported Jones pleaded guilty to killing Fields' son, 18-year-old Willie Anton Fields, in 2019. An incident report from the Orangeburg County Sheriff's Office says after the attack, Fields was taken to the Orangeburg County Jail and was released on a PR bond. The report also mentions Jones, who was named a victim in this scenario, did not want to pursue charges against Fields.
It's been so hard.
On Monday, Watch Fox News talked to a man who says he's Fields' cousin.
It's definitely tragic and the hardship, and I got my prayers sent all the way for them, so our cousin to tell them to hang in there. Really was just like a kid, just like anybody, like I was a kid, you know, fun going. Always, he was full of laughter. He was always easygoing. Like he was a guy that you know he's going to be something.
According to a Facebook post from Bamberg, Fields and his wife will be attending grief counseling.
Again, that was Kelsey Sanchez reporting. Fields is set to face a judge sometime next week. All new this morning, we're learning more about those horrific, scary moments inside an Indiana mall where a gunman killed 3 people and hurt 2 more. We now know authorities believe the gunman, this 20-year-old man, Jonathan Sapirman, was preparing in the bathroom for an hour when he walked out towards the food court and started shooting.
He comes out, the very first person that he sees walking into the restroom, he fires on, shoots, then turns the gun to the food court and starts firing into the food court.
Now, authorities say the man used an AR-15 style rifle. We're also learning more about the innocent bystander credited with stopping the shooter, 22-year-old Elijah Dickens, who was legally armed and stepped in to shoot and kill the suspect. Now, investigators found the suspect's cell phone inside a toilet there at the mall. At his home, they found a laptop and a can of butane in his oven. Authorities say he had a few minor run-ins with police for fighting in school. They describe him as a runaway and says he recently got an eviction notice.
What a rude awakening at the expense of these children.
They're not secure, and we're not sending our kids back.
All new this morning, outrage in Uvalde, Texas. Parents heard lashing out at school board members during a special meeting overnight. As ABC's M. reports, many parents are calling for the board to fire the embattled police chief, while others are imposing a hard deadline for officials.
Anger and frustrations running high in Uvalde, Texas, as relatives of the 21 killed at Robb Elementary School demanded change.
We have a lot to say, and we won't be silenced.
Furious parents criticizing the school board.
Nobody has accepted accountability.
Most of that rage directed towards School District Police Chief Pete Arredondo. Parents calling for his immediate dismissal, but the superintendent saying any decision to fire Arredondo will be made behind closed doors. That answer not good enough for some.
If he's not fired by noon tomorrow, then I want your resignation and every single one of you board members, because y'all do not give a damn about our children or us.
The heated exchanges coming one day after a scathing report found multiple failures in the response to the school massacre. The report stating that officers failed to prioritize saving the lives of innocent victims over their own safety.
What a rude awakening at the expense of these children to understand how unprepared our agencies were.
The board announcing new safety measures for the school, including new cameras, door replacements, and unscalable fencing. But it's a little too late for some parents.
They're not secure, and we're not sending our kids back.
Her daughter Maylee echoing that sentiment, wearing the same dress she wore the day of the shooting to address the board.
Most of those kids were my friends. I don't want to go to your guys' school if they don't have protection.
And on the city and state level, officials vow to launch an internal investigation to look more closely at how all their personnel responded to the school shooting. M. Wynn, ABC News, Washington.
Well, here's a live look at Washington, D.C. this morning, where in just a couple days, the final January 6th hearing is set to happen. All new this morning, we now know who is set to testify. Two former aides to former President Trump, former Deputy White House Press Secretary Sarah Matthews and Matthew Pottinger, a member of the National Security Council during the Trump administration. Both resigned from their Trump administration positions on January 6th. Well, all new this morning, Georgia will pay for gender-reaffirming medical care through the state's Medicaid program.
The state agreed in a court settlement. Now, according to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, 2 transgender women sued the state last year because Medicaid wouldn't pay for the care that they needed. The State Department of Community Health agreed to pay $350,000 as a part of that settlement. Happening today, a special look at a new documentary highlighting a painful crisis in our country, the disproportionate number of Black women who die due to complications during childbirth. Coming up on Good Morning America, an inside look at the new Hulu documentary Aftershock. You can catch GMA right after our show this morning, coming up at 7.
Well, this morning, a new program aimed at helping the healthcare challenge facing rural areas in Georgia and South Carolina. The president of Augusta University was at the Savannah Rotary meeting yesterday to address the ongoing issue.
We have a new program called MCG 3+. It shortens medical school from 4 years to 3 years. If we can get students to do that, do a residency in the state of Georgia, and practice in rural or underserved Georgia for 3 years, we'll give them free tuition.
Good to see Dr. Brooks Keel back in the area, the former Georgia Southern president. Well, Augusta University is the 9th largest medical school in the country. It plans to add to this program in Savannah and Brunswick on those campuses. Well, happening today, giving away free clothes and groceries to local families in need. Trinity Lutheran Church hosting the event tonight from 4 until 6.